waiting on me. Hi. Hi, Tux. Good morning. He does seem to be walking fine on his foot, so whether it was an infection that healed or a sprain that got better, I haven't seen any limping. I hope it stays that way. When I've picked him up and stuff, I've tried to be really careful about how I hold him. You know, and he has stairs. It's not like he's having to do high jumps all the time. Nobody following me over here right now? Goodness, I had trouble with the camera last night at the glass blowing demonstration. Moving around at the amount of moving that was going on there was really hard to make adjustments on this camera. Most of the time it's fine, but since we're going to be down in the 20s tonight, I've made sure all the heating pads are on like they're supposed to be, and I'll try to remember to look at bedtime. Hey, baby girl. Hi. Hi. Here you go. How you doing? Good girl. Well, I have so many files from the glass demonstration last night that it's not all uploaded yet. So I can't come to work on the video just yet, sweetie. They're working all night. We're watching out-of-spec review of the Iona Rechargery. I hear we may be in the video a couple of times, inadvertently and on purpose. Yes, I just fixed on...
What is this?
It's,
Wow! I just had breakfast and I get dessert too?
Yeah, it's caramel, but no sugar. It's got monk fruit in it.
Okay.
Monk fruit, cream, whipped cream, you know, the real stuff. So,
Wowzer.
Enjoy it.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, after 6 pieces of bacon.
Well,
and 3 eggs.
Didn't I share 1 piece of bacon with you?
I took a bite at the end. I snuck a bite.
Okay.
Yeah, you shared chocolate and bacon with me because, well,
I love you.
I'm your girl.
That's right.
I have peppermint mocha, and I'm going to work on bag 21 while we watch Kyle for a bit. I cannot edit yesterday's Glass Factory video yet. The files are still uploading. So we kind of knew that this particular location was going to be for local people that don't have home charging. Probably. The one up in Garner at 4042, US Highway 42 and I-40 on the way to the beach out of Raleigh, definitely going to be for people on the interstate. Although there's a lot of people that live up there in that Cleveland/Garner area that might not have home charging, that might need to charge too. That's not very far from Michelle's house. About 6 miles from my old house in Willow Springs. So it'll be interesting to scrutinize some of these locations along the way to see where they're headed more. Last night is not the first time we went to Farmville and Jules. We were thinking last night that we actually had been to Farmville with all 3 Teslas.
That's correct. We have. We
went with Ruby. We went with Sapphire, the Model 3 that we had for a while, and then we've been with Jules. And last night I thought about telling Dawn to take Ruby because I'm more comfortable in Ruby and I wanted to put miles on Ruby, etc., etc. But Jules was all decked out for Christmas.
That's right.
And so we took, plus size, if we did need to stop and supercharge, Ruby's free and Jules isn't. So, whatever. We try to take Ruby when we know we're going to need to supercharge. But back in 2017, when we went to Farmville and Ruby, I think we charged to 100% before we left. We got the car in June. This would have been in October or November. We could go look that we went.
To a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Because he made the witch thing.
Or we've been so many times we're confused about what we saw each time we went. But it would have been either October, November, or December. So we'd have had the car slightly less than 6 months. Not super, super savvy Tesla supercharging road trip people, but not brand new either. And I'm pretty sure on the way back, because we did Lake Myra and we did some other driving, a little bit of other driving around, we bailed to North Hills. Coming back through Raleigh, there was no supercharger at 4042, which would have made more sense to bail to. That one didn't exist. There was no supercharger in Wilson because we went right past the one in Wilson last night, but it was 5 miles in the wrong direction, and I wouldn't have got to see the Lake Myra lights at all if we had gone there. We wanted to check it out, but it was not the right time to do it. So I'm just, a little bit, the landscapes changed. We had so many options last night. We had Wilson. Right. At the very least, we had Wilson, Garner, or North Hills for a supercharger, not even counting the other options along the way. Right. And of course, we got home with 13% and we didn't need any of that. And we left at 95, if you were wondering. Don did.
Right. I did bump the charge limit up to 95 yesterday afternoon so that it would charge on discount, because right now the discount hours are from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. And so I have the option of charging in the middle of the day now.
Right. But I just, last night I got tired and my camera battery was on fumes, and it's dark, so it's not great filming. But we got home at 13%. I saw that in the 1 to 3 a.m., Jules got back up to like 25% or something. Jules is not sitting at a lot of charge. But isn't on fume, isn't anywhere near close to being on fumes. But we didn't have to stop last night. But the things landscape has changed in the since 2017 when we got Ruby, and also we've changed too, because if we were going to get in at 4%, even on a coldish winter night, we wouldn't have really batted an eyelash about it.
I just kicked off charging because it's 12, so it's discount right now. I just had forgot.
Right. Okay. Well, glad I was able to remind you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Because it takes, in the winter time, with the regulations of discount time windows that Duke has now changed to, it takes a few days for us to recover from a road trip at home under the only charging at discount.
Right. If we plug in and just let it automatically charge, it only charges for 2 hours, because we have it
overnight.
Overnight, because normally that's enough to top up, and that way, the problem with charging, setting the time from 1 till 4, or putting it during that window to have the Tesla automatically charge, is it doesn't have the option in Tesla to tell it to stop at 4 p.m. In other words, it will go to completion. And so I have Tesla 5 stop it at 4 p.m. But if you plugged in at 4:05 p.m., the Tesla would start charging. So that's why I don't do that, is because of the outside the window possibility of charging. So the 1 till 3 is good year round. 1 to 3 it will work every time. I choose to do that, and then if I want to spot charge like today, if I can remember to go out there, normally I just set a reminder, so it's not a big deal.
So are you telling me that you don't have it come on for 11 to 4 every day if it's plugged in?
That is correct.
During the winter?
It does not come on.
Why not?
Right. Why not? First of all, it's not bad, but when we come in, if it's after 11, Tesla 5 doesn't have the ability to automatically, as soon as you charge in and you're at your place,
it doesn't know you're in the window.
It doesn't know if it's plugged in at 11 a.m., Tesla 5 will start the charging. But if you have to be gone and you come home at 11:30 a.m. and plug in, Tesla 5 won't kick it off. But Tesla will. But then if it's the exact opposite, if you plugged in at 4:05 p.m. with Tesla, it would start charging. So neither one of the combination of them, I can control it, but neither one of them by itself. The simple answer is the Tesla app. You need to have an option that says, if I'm plugged in and it's during my discount window, and I have told you when that is, charge. That's what we really need.
And anytime it's outside the window, don't charge.
It's got this charge, start charge at a particular time, stop charge at or charge to arrival or departure. It doesn't have what's my charging window? Even though it knows about all that stuff. It does all about all the charging windows because it calculates the cost of charging at home now. But it doesn't use that data to control the charger. If it's plugged in and it's my discount window, charge. It doesn't have that option.
Right. Yeah. So we started out using TeslaFi before Tesla app or in-car had any ability to automate the charging.
That's right.
And then when Tesla came out with it, we've moved to a combination of TeslaFi and Tesla to get two windows sort of when Don wants them. We're using both, right?
Right. Well, then look.
Or are we still not using the Tesla one at all?
Let me stop here for a second. I could be out of date. I am not the Tesla app person. My wife is the Tesla app person.
But I don't handle car charging.
But
that's your purview.
That's right. So if you know that they've updated the app and it know if you put your rate plan into your phone, into the Tesla app, and maybe there's a check mark that I don't know about. So if there is, let me know because I don't mind being wrong.
Or having missed an enhancement.
Missed what? Right. Because they've constantly.
Because I know the last time you tried to set it up, you really scrutinized it and played with it and spent some time on. I mean, honest to God, you shouldn't have to spend an hour trying to figure out how to set it up to meet your needs. 10 minutes max, right? I mean.
Okay. The last time I went into the app, which was back in October, know exactly when I did it, because the rates changed again in October. So I went into the Tesla app to change the rates, the price per kilowatt hour. The schedule didn't change, but when I went into it in October, it asked me who my energy provider was, and I said Duke, and it said, well, do you have Duke Progress or Duke Carolinas? Duke what? I said Duke Progress. And what I'm trying to tell you, it actually had my exact rate plan in there. I was able to click on the TOU, so I didn't have to plug any of that in. And that's a major enhancement. So they've integrated something now with certain energy companies around the country. Tesla knows about them, and they know about Duke Progress, which is our energy provider.
Right. So we're charging joules now, so we'll be at something more than 25%.
We're only 10 minutes about charging.
Well, the only other thing I wanted to say is obviously in Garner and Apex, Garner would be the picture we showed in yesterday's video on the way to the gas station in Farmville.
Correct.
They're repurposing vacant gas stations, which makes total sense because they need a little tiny building for bathrooms and some vending machines that's warm and blah. And then they need a parking lot where they can put the charging. So it makes total sense. But they also have partnered with Sheets. So like Tesla, instead of trying to provide all the amenity stuff themselves, they're going to make use of Sheets or other gas stations that are already providing it. And Kyle said he loves Sheets and Don loves Sheets. I don't hate Sheets. So, Sheets is good. Think Wawa or 7-Eleven or whatever the convenience store in your area, the country. But here in the Fuquay area, Sheets is king. Yeah. We now have a 7-Eleven and a Wawa coming in, but Sheets is king here in North Carolina. It's kind of like locally Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue for any really good chain restaurant barbecue. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what their solution. And Don and I agree. I would say half of the people at the event were driving a Tesla, but only a third of the people that charged were in a Tesla. There were lots of Teslas over at Town Hall that never came through the rechargery that were just people that stopped in to hang out or whatever. And they did get a really good, mix of all makes and models of cars or whatever. But, I guess for Tesla owners, if they're cheaper than the supercharger and as convenient as the supercharger, and we're not in Ruby for us, we have to pay in joules, we would stop in at a night. There's no reason why we wouldn't stop in and charge with them in joules, because joules has to pay on the network anyway. So they'd have to be just as convenient, easy to find in the car, and as the same price or cheaper. But probably, obviously they're not going out there trying to replace the supercharger network. They're trying to provide a replacement for electrified America that people can count on.
That's
And
right.
all makes and models of EVs,
Right.
okay? And will they get some usage by Tesla people? Sure they will. And that's fine. That's a
Right.
good thing. But that's not, their mission in life is not let's go replace the supercharger network. It's let's have another option besides the network, and especially for other cars, especially the ones that don't have NACS built in yet and are waiting on their adapter.
Right.
So anyway, we're watching Kyle. I'm doing some Lego still. Don had another good point that it charges too fast, and it's not close enough to shopping or eating. Even business and town hall, where you'd be gone 30 to 45 minutes by the time you walked over there, walked to the office, waited to talk to somebody, your car will be done.
And the idle fees will kick in and those types.
Sometimes people want to park and charge, and they want to charge slow.
That's right. That's correct.
So I finished bags 20, which built the first floor of this little back building, and 21, which built the next floor. And so I have bags 22 and 23 left. That's going to be the inside of here and the roof, and bag 23. And then 24 is some shrubs along the front area and the tree house. So I got 2 bags left, and that'll either happen later today or tomorrow. We'll see, but definitely one of those 2 slots. I'm in the, headed to the finish line now. I'm in the home stretch. Since we're watching car stuff. Got to use the right car terms. The Guardian Angel parking lot is very full. Don dropped me off so I could deliver just a couple more 3D printed gifts. He came in and looked at one thing with me. We decided no. I actually didn't buy anything. I would have, but I didn't see any must-haves, so I am headed back to the car. Very busy in there, just super busy. I found out they're actually not opening again until Thursday, the day after Christmas. I got one thing I needed, one thing I saw that I wanted, and got the heck out of there. It's busy.
I would say it's the zoo today.
Yeah, it is. It's Pokemon Go end of the year community day, so I told Don we'd walk up here at South Park today and not down the trail or someplace else, because there's lots of Pokestops and more Pokemon up here. And there's a couple that I didn't get all the shinies I wanted, so hey, at least the sun is out.
Yep. It is actually, if the wind doesn't blow, it feels nice.
Right, it's fine when the wind doesn't blow. We've been around the Pogo loop twice. Now we're doing the track. It's been quite breezy. A lot of trash blown places. All right, Don's gonna take me out to look at some lights. It's 9:30, and today's just been one of those days where nothing has happened on time or exactly how I had thought it would happen. I did bring the big camera tonight, so I'm gonna try to take a few pictures. I don't remember. I don't think I showed you this house. I might have.
Oh, too bad the deer aren't lit
on.
up.
Yeah, and the Disney character here is over.
Yeah.
Well, this is a house to music off of Holland Road. Not too far from us. I'm around on the front of the house now, and they have this really neat custom built little Christmas village shed. That is super neat. Yep. They do have an FM station that coordinates the lights with the music. 90.9. Of course, right when I started to recording, it went into a different pattern. It's very hard to do Christmas video and pictures when you're shivering. There it goes. As a photographer, I like to tell the guys that set this up that they need to frequently have everything on for little bursts so people can get good pictures. Don's just around on the side over here. This family had specifically said, come see us and it's okay to get out if you can park safely. So Holland Road Lights had a website that is sending us to other houses with good light shows in Fuquay that we may or may not have known about. Pretty handy.
Very.
Very nice. See the helicopter up in the tree up there?
Oh yeah, that's very cute.
Yeah. And Santa is here. Let me zoom in. Fishing. Him and the penguin. They've got, blue lights on the ground for water.
What's the little sign? I saw the sign that said what the music was on.
I don't know.
It was right there. 88.9.
So it's 10:05 now, and the lights at Mineral Spring and the town Christmas tree and everything is off, and it's repeat after me, a Friday night.
Saturday night.
It's the weekend.
It's
the weekend.
Should be no reason it should be
Well,
off.
11 o'clock is sound ordinances, not 10:05, not. And then we just went past this house and they put up lights that said we run our show from 5:30 to 9:30. Well, people are still out drinking at the bar around the corner. They might want to look at your lights on the way home. Why are your lights off? I don't know. There's been multiple things this year that they've really reined in the time from the more traditional 11 p.m. I'm just not liking it. Of course, I'm not paying their power bill, but they are LEDs after all.
So, yes.
I'm not really worried about the electricity usage. Okay. So this is Rawls Church Road. Envision the drone opening of all of our videos and Ruby and Jules going off into the distance past the farm. That's this spot.
Yeah.
Well, they've done a really nice job saber exterminating. The only thing is it's right here on this main road, and so hanging out for a long time is difficult. Very pretty. Well, they have our wreath and our snowflake.
Yeah, I see it way back there. The wreath way in the background.
And there's a snowflake. Very similar snowflake. Well, they have more wreaths on the front porch, too.
Ours might do that pattern. I think it is our snowflake. It's just that the pattern we've got, there's like 8
I'm
different
saving
patterns.
the blue-white snowflake pattern until January.
Right. That actually looks like it's going through all of them. That's the one that does them all.
Yeah. I love that pattern, but the snowflake is staying up in January, and that's January's pattern.
Well, I like the little Christmas ornament round bulbs, LED bulbs. Oh, and there's your Mickey.
Yeah.
The Minnie.
Very nice tree. go up just a little bit now. Whoops. Still on zoom. There's the tree.
It's a very nice
on
tree.
the flagpole.
Yep.
Well, this is a professional setup here with the the metal base of it. I mean, it's made for that.
Yeah, I think that's, and they've got the Christmas packages down there. That bow on the gate's really pretty.
Oh yeah, I
Is that
hadn't
big
even
bow?
noticed that because I was spending so much time looking at the tree. Very nice. Well, this driveway has all these loopy things. Pretty cool. Just saying, Donnie, our driveway is long enough to do that.
Yeah, you think?
I do think.
Goes into a dark hole just like that one, baby.
Look at R2-D2 in the X-Wing.
Yeah.
I have not seen that inflatable before. That is pretty darned cool.
I agree. I have not seen it complete with the little Santa Claus hat.
Yep, that is very nice.
Yeah, and notice the exhaust ports are flashing red.
They are. Pretty interesting how they did the clear tube so it looks like it's flying.
Yeah.
And here we have Darth Vader and the Millennium Falcon.
And a student driver.
That's right. Santa's a student driver.